Hi, Steve.
Hello.
All right, mate. How you doing?
Very good, very good. And you?
Yeah, not too bad. What's it like up your neck of the woods?
It's fine. The weather's great. It's like summer up here. Well, if you're Geordie.
Well, it's been nice around here as well. I mean,
Yeah,
right in the Midlands, it's been lovely.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's great.
We're getting there.
Long last, get rid of this bloody cold weather.
Yeah.
So you got a new album out then, Steve? Earth Infernal.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
tell us all about it, mate.
Yeah, it's been, we started recording it in 20, October 20, and we had a few problems along the way, but we finally got it done a year later. It took me a year to get it down. I think there was only actually about 3 weeks of actual recording done, but it took us a year to do the 3 weeks. With a lot of things that went on.
Yeah.
But we're very pleased with it, yeah, and it comes out on the April 1st, and we're very happy with it.
Yeah, I've heard snippets of it. It sounds really good. I've got to say that. I mean, we used to follow you from when we was younger. Um, you've got a load of albums and demos out, haven't you, at the moment? Which did you enjoy doing the best?
Oh, I think probably the Satan album that the comeback album.
Yeah,
When we did Life Sentence, that was special because that was like getting all our youth back. It was great. And when we wrote the album, we decided, even in the writing process, that we would try and create a record that followed up from Caught in the Act. So we
yeah.
sort of sent ourselves back in time and pretended we were 20 years old when we wrote the music. So
That's
that
it.
was special because that was like being kids again. It was great. I mean, they're all fantastic to work on, but yeah, that one I remember very fond memories of that one.
You know, in the early years, why the name changes? Because you got Blind Fury and Pariah, haven't you?
Yeah, the when we
The Satan thing, or
yeah, it was the name. It was the name, and it was so some of the press that we got at the time when we recorded the first album. We signed to a Dutch record label, uh, and the only press that we were getting was in the UK and in Holland.
yeah,
Uh, and when we released Caught in the Act, we got bad press in both magazines, both the top magazines. It was Kerrang and Odd Shock magazine in
hmm,
Holland. And basically, we were made to feel that we were doing the wrong thing and barking up the wrong tree. So we changed. In hindsight, it was a silly thing to do. We should have stuck to our guns. But yeah, we were like 17, 18 when we made that first album, and I think we listened to what the press had to say a little bit too much, and instead of just following our instincts.
I remember writing Satan on the bottom of my battle coat.
Brilliant.
It
Yeah,
was,
we had some problems as well with at the time there was no such thing as black metal and death metal. It was just starting to be come to the fore, and I think people thought we were like that, writing songs about the occult, and we had nothing to do with any of that. It was just we thought it was a cool name for a metal band, and we liked the logo that I came up with when I was a kid, when I was at school. So that's how we ended up using the name, just because of the logo that we created, the symmetrical logo.
it was cool though, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, that's great, and you don't think, when you're 15 that maybe some Christians will turn up to your shows in Germany and try to stop the kids coming in because your band's called Satan.
and yet, I mean, Venom had all their black metal out and everything like that. You know, I wouldn't have thought that would have been as bad.
Yeah, I think it was because the name was misleading. Everyone thought we were going to be doing that kind of music.
Ah,
And
right.
where we came from musically was it wasn't just the new wave of British heavy metal. We were listening to a lot of Rush and all sorts. So it was a lot of prog metal bands. We listened to a lot of punk bands in the 70s. and we wanted that energy from the punk music, and then we wanted the technical ability that some of the prog bands had, and that's what we tried to create on the first album. Even though we were only like 18, you know, it's more like what we do now is sort of where we were heading, and yeah, I just think we stood out. Like, we didn't fit in with the rest of the bands that were around at that time, you know, and the press didn't like that.
Yeah, you got to stand out though. It's the only way to make a name for yourself, ain't it, really?
Yeah, that's what we thought at the time, but it didn't pay off for us.
That people are just blinking sometimes.
Yeah, crazy.
How do you think the world of thrash and speed metal is now compared to when you first started?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Everyone took it on board, you know, and developed the styles. All developed. It's great that people went off and did all that. We like to think that we maybe started some of that off with some of the kids, you know, with especially with the guitar playing, and yeah, it's great.
It was cool. I mean, fair play to you. Are you touring with your new album?
Yeah, the idea was it comes out on April the 1st, and the idea was we had this 3-week tour in the States booked to promote the album in the States for the release, but that got cancelled at the last minute. And when we were sitting there in January this year, we had 2 shows, and we had an album coming out in 2 shows, which was a bit. They were sort of rebookings from 2 years before. But we thought, oh God, we've missed the festivals and everything, and now the tour's cancelled. We've got nothing to. We're not on the same roll that we should be on. And then some gigs have come in. We've got quite a few gigs come in now.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So, yeah, if people keep watching the websites and stuff, you know, all our sites, the Facebook and everything, there's a lot of stuff going to come up. And we've actually got a tour in Europe being booked now for the end of October, and that's looking really good. So
There's
yeah.
some massive thrash tours out there about this year.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good to see that thrash is doing so well and speed metal is doing so well. You know, it's great.
It is. It's good. It's good music.
What's your fan base like? You know, have you got a certain country that have adopted you more than us, or?
We're doing reasonably well everywhere. Obviously, we do very well in Germany, and we're doing pretty much better than we ever thought in the States. You know, we're going over there now, and we're quite successful over there at a club level. You know, at the 500 people kind of level. We're doing pretty well. So yeah, we're very happy. We've managed to, since we reformed, to go to all the places that we dreamed of when we were kids, when we first put Satan together. You know, we've been to Japan and South America and everywhere, so it's fantastic.
Oh, that's great. No, remember we've got 2 beautiful venues down in Wolverhampton. If you need to do another date.
Yeah. We've always loved playing down the Midlands. Yeah, it's great.
That's brilliant around here. I mean, thrash is quite well around here. You know, it's doing really good, especially at KK's place. KK down in Steel Mill, he's doing fantastic with thrash bands in there.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff.
Right, we'll have to look into that and get down there. Yeah.
He got a lot of old bands, you know, the Sepulturas and Cradle of Filth and all sorts of stuff he's got down there.
Brilliant.
Any thoughts about the state of the world, in particularly that state of metal at the moment?
It's a crazy mess. I mean, the album's called Earth Infernal, and that's our observation that during the pandemic, which was a nightmare, people were sort of getting sidetracked from the fact that the planet's still burning. You know, we're still destroying the planet, and we need to do something quick about that. You know, people worried about how many parties Boris has had and stuff like that. Not really what we should be looking at, you know. So we noticed that a lot. And the other observations we made were like on the song From Second Sight from the new album. It's the ability that people have now got to go on the internet and convince themselves that the Earth is flat and all this other shit, and not listen to the scientists anymore, and say that the scientists are wrong, and all have these arguments amongst themselves and start believing things that aren't true. We sort of noticed that these are the things that we need to be looking at, you know, and we should start act together about the planet, you know.
How did you get on working with Martin Walkier?
Well, we did 10 years, so you know we had a good times and stuff. Yeah, it was just
you was in Skyclad with him, weren't you?
Sorry,
you was in Skyclad with him.
Yeah, for 10 years. Yeah.
That was very good. We've seen them a few times in concert. Them really good.
Yeah, we had some great times doing that. Yeah, fantastic.
I must admit, it surprised me from coming from Sabbath to doing something like Skyclad.
Mm.
You know,
it was a bit of a change. You know, we sort of morphed into Skyclad. It started off a bit more thrashy than it ended up.
It was some brilliant albums. I must admit, they really are.
Thank you, man.
You got any words for your fans at all, mate?
Just that I can't wait to see them at some gigs. I just really can't wait to gig again. It's like cutting off your oxygen supply, your lifeline, you know, when you can't play when you're a musician. So the pandemic's been a bit of a nightmare for all us musicians, and we just can't get out there and see the fans again.
Yeah, everybody's waiting to see all the old bands now that are coming back out. You know, it's brilliant. I mean, the resurgence of old bands that have come back out is quite remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
Cheers, John. It's a pleasure.
I hope everything goes well with you, mate, and good luck with the new album and the new tour.
Thank you very much.
I hope to catch you over in Wolverhampton at some time.
Yeah, that would be great. Brilliant.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Man.
Cheers, mate.
It's the man that you wanted to be. There were times when you'd stop to admire the fine stroke